This is a segment I'm going to call What's in My Bag? In other words, what do you take in the field in order to do field work? Well, first you need a fairly sturdy backpack that can hold all the stuff that you want to take with you. I always wear a hat. I always have sunscreen with me. I spend a lot of time in the desert, and you've got to protect your skin. You also have to protect your feet. So you have to have a good sturdy pair of boots. In the desert environment, especially where I work on carbonate rocks, these soles can get torn up in one field season. So I go through a lot of boots. In the carbonate environment, I also take my 5% hydrochloric acid as a field test for carbonate. And I have to sample a lot. So I have two different kinds of hammers that I'll take with me. This is the normal Estwing pick hammer. If you're a paleontologist, sometimes you'll use the flat edge of a masonry hammer, but this is the one I prefer to have for hard rocks. Sometimes those rocks are a little recalcitrant, and so you have to really give them a beating, and so I have this crack hammer that I'll take with me as well. Whenever I use the hammers, if I don't have glasses on at the time, I'll definitely take safety glasses along with me to protect your eyes, because little chips of rock go flying everywhere when you do this kind of work. Once you've collected a sample, you have to have a pen in order to mark the sample, and also to mark the sample bag. And I prefer to use these cloth bags, but Ziploc bags are perfectly fine. They just don't hold up well to travel and long periods of use. I often will take some work gloves with me. This isn't necessarily for when I'm cracking at a rock, but oftentimes when I'm walking down an outcrop, I want to protect myself, especially from slips and falls, and so having these heavy gloves really makes a difference when you're trying to traverse difficult terrain. The rocks that I look at as I'm collecting, I'll use a hand lens. This is a 16x hand lens. I often will suggest that students have at least a 10x. But I use this, and I'm used to looking at things at 16 times magnification. Other things that I will take along to help with the field work, I take along a pair of binoculars. Sometimes the rocks are dirty and you're trying to look at a fossiliferous surface. It's good to have a little whisk broom with you in order to clear off those surfaces. Sometimes I'll also collect some water or some sand from localities, and so I typically take along small bags or these centrifuge tubes in order to do that work. Sometimes I'm picking things, so I'll take a large pair of forceps, have smaller forceps, a smaller brush, and some actually colored pencils in here in case I'm working in my field book. Where is my field book? Oh. The most critical thing, this I think of as my Bible for field work. This is a geological all-weather Right in the Rain book. It's number 540F, and this is what I expect my students in sedimentation and stratigraphy to have. It's nice because it has a scale in the back with a north direction. It also has lots of information about geologic terms and classifications and various information in the back. But of course, the main thing is that you're creating, stratigraphic columns, that you are writing down information, making little maps, that you are, making, detailed notes about what you see or what you might drink at any one time. So the field book is particularly important, and I typically do it in pencil, and because I don't like to make mistakes. In addition, You're in the field, you got to make sure you stay hydrated, so I will take at least one, probably 2 or 3 different bottles of water along with me. I will also need to keep myself energized, so I bring snacks, some trail mix, some granola sorts of things. I often take an extra pair of glasses with me if I'm wearing glasses, just in case you lose one pair. And what else have I got here? Well, there's ticks, there are insects out, so I'll always spray down my boots at the beginning of the day in order to keep Lyme disease away. And of course it rains, so I'll always bring a raincoat down in the bottom recesses of my pack to protect me. And the last thing that I will always bring is my cell phone. It's a handy camera, of course, but I have apps on here not only for GPS positions, but a clinometer for measuring the attitude of beds, as well as an app called Rocked, which tells me, at least in the conterminous United States, where you are and what geologic formation you're actually sitting on, and information about that formation. So as much as I try to use this electronic form of information, as well as my own observations that I will write down in my field notebook.